Hello, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so this is the
Yes, ma'am.
solvable session of week 12.
What, ma'am?
This is the solve with the session of week 12. Okay, I'm
Yes, ma'am.
presenting my screen. Is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yeah, so you can join the playback.
Ma'am, here we'll be solving the graded assignment.
No, not the graded assignment, but the questions you have studied, similar type of questions you have studied for week 12.
So, like, important for interim, right?
Yeah, it can be important for NTEM also.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Is this not a revision session?
No, not the revision session. It is for particularly week 12.
Okay.
Okay, so have you all joined?
Ma'am, just a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, should I start? Have you all joined?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so this is our first question. The lifetime of a light bulb is exponentially distributed with a mean life of 18 months. If there is a 60% chance that a light bulb will last at most t months, then you have to find out the value of t. So solve it. Have you all done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So 8 out of you have given answer A, and only 5 have answered C. Okay, let us see the solution. So first of all, in the question, it is saying that the lifetime of a light bulb is exponentially distributed with mean life of 1 by 18 months. Okay, now tell me what is the mean for exponential distribution? Hello?
1 by
Yeah.
lambda.
Yes, 1 by lambda. So here you can see that 1 by lambda is equal to 18. So from here you can get the value of lambda, all right, which is 1 by 18. Now in the question it is saying that if there is 60% chance that a light bulb will last at most 3 months. So what you have to find, we have to find the probability of x is less than equal to 2. It is given as 0.6, and we have to calculate the value of t from here, right? Have you all understood till here?
Ma'am, in question it was written at most t.
Yeah.
That's
So
why.
at most,
Okay.
yeah, at most t. So it will be taking values less than or equal to t, right?
Right, ma'am.
So this is given as 0.6, and from here you know that what is this? This is actually the CDF,
Yes.
right? Yeah. And you know what is the formula? What is the CDF for exponential distribution? It is 1 minus e to the power minus lambda t. Fine. And so lambda we have already calculated. It is 1 by 80. So if you solve this, you can get you will get the value of t as 18.2.5, 18 into log 2.5. Okay, let me solve this also.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, sure. So till here it is clear that 1 minute. So it is clear till here, right? That e to the power minus lambda t is 0.4.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. So e to the power minus lambda t, it is given as 0.4. So we can write it as 1 divided by e to the power lambda t, right? It will be equal to 0.4. Now from here you can write it as 1 divided by 0.4. It will be equal to e to the power lambda t. All right. And if you
Right.
solve this term, okay, if you solve this, it will be 2.5. This is not negative, this is positive.
Ma'am, it will always be equal to 2.5 e power lambda t.
No, it is given as 1 divided by 0.4. So if you solve it, you will get it as 2.5. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we will take log at both sides. So it will be log 2.5. And if you take log here, it will be lambda t, sorry. And value of log e is 1. So it will be lambda t, right? And we have to find out the value of t. And value of lambda was 1 by 18. So log 2.5, it is equal to t divided by 18. Lambda is given as 1 upon 18, right? So from here you can get value of t as 18 into log 2.5. Clear to all?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now, so option C is correct here, okay? Which was 18 into log 2.5. Now the next question is the probability density function of the time x in minutes between call at the customer care is given by. So you are given the probability density function. And the question is find the probability that the time between call exceeds the mean time. Okay, now you solve it.
Ma'am, solve.
Okay. So most of you have given the correct answer. So here it is given the probability density function as 1 by 2 e to the power minus x by 2. Okay. So from here we can compare it to the exponential distribution, right? So what will be the value of lambda here?
1 by 2.
Yeah. So value of lambda will be 1 by 2. And what will be the mean here? If the lambda is 1 by 2. We have said that value of lambda is 1 by 2. Okay, then mean will be 2. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
So, okay, you all got this point or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Got it.
Okay. So, and now the question,
Like
yes.
the lambda part, I couldn't understand. Just, I
Okay.
mean, how the lambda is 1 by 2.
Yeah, just a minute. What is the density function for exponential distribution? It is fx is equals to lambda e to the power minus lambda x. And in the question, you are given fx as 1 by 2 e to the power minus x by 2, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so from here you can compare it. So
Right, ma'am. Right.
your lambda will be 1 by 2 and mean it will be 1 by lambda, so it will be equal to 2.
Okay.
Now the question we are asked to find the probability that the time between the call exceed the mean time. So we have to find that the probability that x will exceed the mean time, which is 2, right? We have to find this value, that the x will be greater than or equal to 2. 2 is the mean time here. So you can solve it as 1 minus probability x is less than 2, right?
Right, ma'am.
So this is the CDF at point 2. And you know that what is the CDF of exponential distribution? It is 1 minus e to the power minus
Right,
lambda x.
lambda. Yes.
Yeah. So we can write it as 1 minus e to the power minus 2
1 by
lambda. So x is given as 2, not 1 by lambda. Lambda we will write as lambda, and x is given as 2. We have to find the CDF at point 2. Okay. So it will be e to the power minus 2 lambda. Now you have to put the value of lambda, which is 1 by 2, all right? So it will be e to the power minus 1. And if you calculate it, you will get it as 0.368.
Okay.
This is the correct answer.
Got it.
Now the next, yeah. Any doubt in this question?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. So next question is, the time that Jan Shatabdi Express will reach the Delhi station is uniformly distributed between 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. And the question is, what is the probability that the train reaches Delhi exactly at 12:30 p.m.? Okay, now you solve it and tell me the answer.
Is it equal to 0?
Okay, one response is 0. And any other response?
Ma'am, answer is 0, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Answer should be 0. I mean,
Yeah,
this is a
answer is 0. Yeah. So how it is 0? We know that it is a uniformly distributed here. So it is a continuous distribution. And we know
Yes,
that
ma'am.
for a continuous distribution, the probability at point is 0. So
Right,
it will
ma'am.
be 0. Is it clear to all?
Yes, ma'am.
Why is it 0?
It is given as that the time is uniformly distributed. Okay. And so it is a continuous distribution, right? And we know
Yes,
that
ma'am.
for a continuous distribution, probability at point is 0. You can see it as, so for example, if you have to find out the probability of x that it will lie between a to b, how will you calculate it? You will calculate it as a to b f x dx for a continuous random variable. Is it right, this statement?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you have to find a probability at single point, which means you can write it as, if you have to find the probability at a, so you can write it as both the side as a. If you solve it, lower
Yes.
limit and upper limit both will be a. And if you solve it, it will be fa minus fa, which is ultimately 0.
Okay,
Okay.
ma'am. Yes, thank
So
you.
the probability at single point for a continuous distribution is 0. Okay. Now the next question is, the total duration in minutes of a badminton match in the Premier Badminton League is uniformly distributed between A to B, with variance 3 square minutes, and the probability that a match will last at most 42 minutes is 1 by 3. So find the expected time duration in minutes of a badminton match. Okay, now solve it.
Ma'am, can I say answer?
Okay, wait, you can submit the answer in the peer deck.
Ma'am, I have submitted.
Okay, fine, then wait.
I mean, it would be better to give a timer, as they will take a lot of time.
Okay, no issues, we can have time. Okay, have you all done?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am.
Okay, so here it is given that the total time duration is uniformly distribution between the interval A to B. So we can write it as,
Now we can take a formula of uniform distribution
yes,
of
you can
variance,
use it.
ma'am.
Yeah.
B minus
So,
A
it
whole
is
square.
distributed between A to B. So what will be the PDF? It will be 1 upon B minus A. Okay. And we are given variance as 3. What is the formula for variance in uniform distribution?
Ma'am, B minus A whole square divided by 12.
Yes, B minus A whole square divided by 12. Okay. So from here you can write it B minus A whole square will be equal to 36. And if you take the square root, it will be B minus A equals to 6. Clear till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Okay. So, and also this is given that the probability that the match will last at most 42 minutes, it is 1 by 3. So the probability that X will take at most 42 minutes, it is 1 by 3. Okay. So we can write it as the lower limit is A, upper limit is 42 given here, and 1 upon B minus A dx, it will be equal to 1 by 3, right?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
if you
Yes, ma'am.
solve it, it is X, where limits are A to 42. So it will be 42 minus A
Minus
divided by B minus A equals to 1 by 3. So it will be 126 minus 3A equals to B minus 8. And if you solve it, it will be B plus 2A equals to 126. So now you have got two equations, right? B minus A equal to 6. And the second equation is B plus 2A equals to 126. So from these two equations, you can find the value of A and B. So B minus A, it is given as 6, and B plus 2A, it is given as 126. So if you solve it, you have solved it, right? So
Yes,
I
ma'am.
am direct writing the values. So A will be equal to 40, and value of B will be equal to 46, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And now
Right,
we
ma'am.
have to find out the expectation.
Expected.
So what is the formula for expectation?
A plus B by 2.
EX,
Yeah.
I mean A plus B divided by
A
2.
plus B divided by 2. So it is 40 plus 46 divided by 2, which is equal to 43.
43.
43 minutes. All right. Any doubt?
No, ma'am. Ma'am, can you
No,
just
ma'am.
show me
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Like the answer slide, can you please show this again? I mean, I just want to take the screenshot.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
This part only?
No, ma'am, the upper one.
Okay.
Right. Ma'am, can you just zoom in a little bit? No, ma'am, zoom in. I mean,
Full first. Okay. You want full
okay,
screen?
bus. No, thank you. Got it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. The next question is, so let a random variable is uniformly distributed over interval a and b with expectation and variance as 6 and 4. So you have to find out the value of AB.
Solved, ma'am.
Okay, so let me solve this question. So what is the answer?
24.
Ma'am, 24.
24, ma'am.
So all have done.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Do I need to solve it or not?
No, ma'am. It's formula based only.
Madam,
Okay.
can
So
you
should I?
do one time?
Okay, I will one solve it. Fine. So it is given that x is ranging in the interval a to b. So the fx will be 1 upon b minus a. Now here the expectation, it is given as 6. And formula for expectation is a plus b divided by 2 in case of uniform distribution. So a plus b, it will be equal to 12. And we are given Value of variance is 3. Value of variance is given as 4. So we can write it as b minus a whole square divided by 12. It is equal to 4.
दूर लेके भैया अरे यार मार डेटा
Can you please unmute yourself? You have to ask any doubt or any question, then you can unmute. Otherwise, mute yourself. Yeah, b minus a whole square, it will be 48.
48.
Okay, so from here you can write. Okay, so we have got these equation a plus b equals to 12 and b minus a whole square equals to 42. So from this equation, we can write a plus b square equals to 144, right? So, you know what is the formula for a square minus b square? It is a minus b, a plus b. We will use this. So, is this clear?
Yes, ma'am, clear.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So you just have to use the formula and you will get it as b plus a minus plus b minus a and b plus a minus b plus a equals to 96, right? And if you solve it, it will be 2 minus 2b minus 2a equals to 96. So from here, sorry, it is not minus, it is in multiplication. So value of AB will be equal to 24.
Ma'am, no need to solve, ma'am. Actually, value is given. A plus b square is equal to 144 given, ma'am. I mean, we have calculated.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
can
yeah.
we can directly put the values, ma'am.
Mhm. Okay, now the next question is, let X be a uniform random variable with the PDF given by this. So you have to find out the value of K.
Ma'am, in previous question, we will do sum of a plus b whole square and b minus a whole square.
See,
Ma'am,
what is
because
given?
last question I made mistake, that's why.
See, we are having two equations. A plus b equals to 12. So from here you can write a plus b whole square. It will be equal to 144, right? And we have b minus a whole square equals to 48, right?
Okay.
So we are using these two equations in this formula a square minus b square. Is it? It is
Y-
a minus b, a
Yes.
plus b. So you can consider a plus b as one term and b minus a as second term. See,
Okay, ma'am.
you will be confusing because I have used the same variables.
Yes, ma'am. Got it, ma'am.
Yeah, you can take it as x square minus y square also. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah, solve this question.
Done, ma'am.
Yeah, I have all done.
No, ma'am, please wait for a few minutes.
Okay. Yes, then
Is it 0.1?
yeah, the answer is 0.1.
Okay.
Okay, let me solve this. So we are given that fx is k and the range is given as mod x is less than equal to 5. So you can write it as that x will range between -5 to 5. Fine. And you know what will be the PDF in uniform distribution if you are given the ranges? It is 1 upon b minus a. So here b is 5 minus a is minus 5. Okay. So fx is will be 1 upon 5 plus 5, which is 1 upon 10. And from here you can compare k to 1 by 10. So value of k will be 1 upon 1 by 10, which is 0.1. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it clear to you all?
No, ma'am, last
Yeah.
1 by
Ma'am, I guess
Not
it
clear,
is.
ma'am, this one.
Ma'am, I guess it is given, ma'am, in question, ma'am. It is -5. I mean, greater than equals to, ma'am. It should be equals to.
See, in the question it is given that mod x is less than equal to 5. Right? So do you understand this condition that x it will be -5 to 5?
Ma'am,
Yes.
like in the previous question that we solved about this uniform distribution,
Yes.
like I guess the second question, where we used this integration method to get the value of the a and b, and here we are doing it directly. So like this thing, I can't understand.
In this question, fifth
Like in
one.
the second question, yeah, no, ma'am. In the second question, we did like the 42 or something. Yeah, like
This question,
no, ma'am. In the second one,
second question. This one.
No, ma'am. Fourth
ma'am.
one. It's fourth one, ma'am.
Fourth one, ma'am. I'm sorry, fourth one.
Question number 4.
Ma'am, in this we use this integration. No, it's on this one.
No, I have not used integration. Let me see the solution. Okay. This was the question, right?
This one. Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah. So what is your conclusion?
Like
This
here
one,
we are using.
integral.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
See,
No, not integral actually. Like here we are using. Like why can't we do that directly? Like 1 upon b minus a is equals to 1 by 3. Like we are putting integration here and
Ma'am, this problem can you solve it in integration method, ma'am, instead of PDF? Uh, can you do it with that like normal
no,
integration?
no, no. My doubt is not that. Like my doubt is like in the recent question we are just putting the value directly like 1 upon b minus a is equals to something, but in this question we are putting the definite integral. So this is the doubt.
see, we are given the value of variance and
Right,
this probability, right? So we
right,
know
ma'am.
what is the formula of variance. It is b minus a
Right,
whole square divided by 12,
right.
right? So from here, I got this equation b minus a equals to 6.
Yes, ma'am. This one I understood.
Fine. So from this, we were given the value of variance. So from here, we have got one equation. All right.
Right, ma'am.
And we were
Right.
given that probability x is less than equal to 42. It was given as 1 by 3. Okay. So you can solve it in this way.
Ma'am, like the question is like why this why putting this integral, like why this definite integral kind of thing? Why can't we do directly like 1 upon b minus is equals to 1 by 3 like this one?
1 minute. What are we
Like
saying? 1 upon b minus a.
is equals to like in the recent question we did it like that. Now we just put it 1 upon b minus is equals to the value, and the previous question that like the recent question we were solving like this.
Okay. See.
Yes, ma'am.
In which we have to find out the value of k. You are comparing with that question, right?
Yes, ma'am. This one.
Okay. See. See, here we were given the PDF at x. Value of fx we were given as k. All right. And from the range also we can find out the PDF. Okay. And in this question, you are saying that why we have not directly used 1 upon b minus a. So we cannot use directly because it is not, it is x is less than equal to 42, right? So we have to take entire, for the entire points which is below 42. You cannot take as 1 upon b minus a.
Okay,
You
ma'am.
cannot take it as 1 upon b minus a. It is different.
Oh, okay. So like in
Okay.
the recent one, why we are not using that minus 5 to 5 definite integral kind of thing?
See here what is given, you have to find the probability that x is less than equal to 42. Means x is ranging from lower limit to an upper lower limit, which is given in the distribution, which is a
Right.
here. Okay.
Okay.
And the upper value, upper limit you are given, it is as upper value given as 42.
Okay.
Okay. And you know, if you have to find C, if you have to find this probability x is less than equal to 2 t, sorry, so it is the lower limit. So in this particular question, lower limit is a and upper limit is t. You have to find up to t. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
We will find this is at got it.
Okay.
Any doubt?
Ma'am, basically the doubt is that when we are calculating CDF and when we have to calculate PDF, in this question we want to calculate fx value of fx, that is k. So that's why we are going for PDF. And in last question we used CDF. In this question, p of x less than equal to 42, it's a CDF. That's
Yeah,
where
it is
the
CDF.
yeah, ma'am. That's where the confusion lies, ma'am.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Now I got it. No, ma'am, the
Got
question
it.
is
It is not PDF, it is CDF. If you have to calculate CDF, you will use this method, this formula. This is not PDF at 142.
or ma'am, like in order to calculate CDF, we can also use the another one, right? X minus a by like b minus
Yeah,
a.
you can use directly formula also. If you have learned all the formulas, you can directly use them. If you don't know the formula,
Okay,
then
so
you can use the general method.
PDF, in the recent
Ma'am,
question, we
I
were
have a
calculating.
doubt.
Sorry, please speak one by one.
Like, ma'am, I understood that in this question we are calculating the CDF, like in this
Yes.
42.
Yes.
And in the recent question, we were calculating PDF.
PDF. Yeah, that was PDF and not CDF. All right.
Okay, ma'am. I
So
got it.
K was PDF. Okay, in this question, fx is K. Fx is PDF here. And we know PDF is 1 upon B minus A. And here you can use the formula of CDF, which is x minus A. You can use x minus A divided by B minus A. You can use this formula directly. If you don't remember the formula, you can use this method.
So for X, we'll be
Okay.
putting 42.
Yeah.
Okay,
This,
ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
okay.
Ma'am,
X cannot take the value of 0.
In which question?
Ma'am, in the last question, X cannot take the value of 0.
In this question?
Yeah, it is minus 5 to 5, right? So even 0 is included. So why is it not 1 by 11?
Yes, 0 is included.
I
So
mean,
we just have to find out the value of K, right? What are you saying?
ma'am, X in the given range, X can take 0 also, right?
Yeah, X can take 0 also.
Yeah, if it can take 0 to 0 also. Oh, nothing, ma'am, I got it.
Those are not discrete points. Those are distance
Yeah.
between 2 points.
This is a
Minus
continuous
5.
random variable. So it is lying between minus 5 to 5.
Okay, ma'am, understood.
Okay.
ma'am, I have a doubt.
Yeah, ask.
Ma'am, at where we have to use the PDF and CDF, ma'am? It was little confusing. Like, at what position, like we can find it, like it is being solved with PDF and it should fall with CDF.
So you will have to understand by reading the question. Okay. So suppose
Okay, ma'am.
in the above question, it was written as x is less than equal to 42, suppose. Okay, so you know that it is CDF.
Yes, ma'am.
It is including all the points, probabilities at all the points which is below 42. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
so this is CDF, not PDF. So if you are
Yes,
given
ma'am.
something like this, so it is CDF. So in this question, what was the question number? It was 4. So here we will give, we were, just a second. Yeah, this was the question, right? So here we were given that probability that match will last at most 40 minutes, 42 minutes. So at most
Yes, ma'am.
means X can take maximum value 42, or it will be taking values less than 42. So you have to
Yes, ma'am.
formulate it. The question will be given in theoretical part, and you have to formulate it. Then you can differentiate like what you have to use. You have to use CDF or PDF.
Yes, ma'am. I
Okay.
got it. I got it,
Yeah.
ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. So question number 6 was done, right? Now question number 7. The probability density function of a random variable x given by fx equals to kx and range is 0 to 1. And you have to find out the value, that probability of x lying between 0.2 to 0.8. Yeah, have you all done?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we are given the PDF as kx, and we have to find out this probability. We know that for finding out this probability, we need to find out the value of k fx, which is kx. So we need to find out the value of k. Okay. So fx is given as kx, and the range is given as 0 to 1. So by the by the property of PDF, we can write that from 0 to 1, fx dx, it will be equal to 1, right? Do you understand this line?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So from here, we can write fx is given as kx. So k, x square divided by 2, and the range will be 0 to 1. Okay. So k, it will be 1 by 2 minus 0. So the value of k will be 2, right? Clear to all?
Yes.
Now we have to find out this probability that x is ranging between 0.2 to 0.8. And see, there can be multiple ways to solve a single question. Okay, so you can use any method which you are comfortable. The only thing is that the answer should be correct. Okay, there can be multiple ways. So I am solving it like the lower limit is 0.2 and the upper limit is 0.8 and fx into dx, right? So 0.2 to 0.8 and fx is kx. K we have calculated as 2. So 2x dx. So it will be 2x square divided by 2, 0.2 to 0.8. So 2 will be cancelled. So 0.8 whole square minus 0.2 whole square. So the answer will be 0.6. Right? Any doubt?
No doubts, ma'am.
No,
Okay.
ma'am.
Yeah, the next question is the traveling distribution, the traveling duration of time taken every day by a train is uniformly distributed between 200 and 220 minutes. So what is the probability that the duration of the time taken is more than 215 minutes, given that on that day, more than 210 minutes of time was taken?
Ma'am, just one question in the previous one, ma'am.
Yeah.
Like this probability is ranging from 0.2 to 0.8. Can't we directly just subtract 0.8 minus 0.2 equals to 0.6?
Yeah, what is your doubt?
Ma'am, can't we just directly subtract this f of 0.8 minus f of
Yeah.
0.2,
Yeah, we can
which will be
solve it by in this manner also. Yeah, I have already said that there can be multiple ways to solve a single question. Okay,
so,
so
yes,
you can use
ma'am.
any.
Yeah, continue, ma'am.
Yeah, this is also fine.
Ma'am, like
So,
without even
what's the
finding
need
value
of
of
this
k, we
integration and
can
all then?
Yeah, you can solve. Yeah, it depends on you how you want to solve it. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
without even finding the value of k, we can do that.
Correct. That was what I'm saying.
You can use that method also. If you're finding the right value, then it's fine.
I mean, both are correct, right? It will give the same
Yeah.
answer anyway.
Yeah, both will be given the same answer.
Okay, ma'am.
You can solve by that method also and check the answer. Answer is 0.6. Okay, you can use any method you want.
Yes. Thank you.
Excuse me, ma'am. Actually, I have a doubt in 12.7 in question number 3 and question number 7. So, can you take it now or you will take after the class?
Question number 7.
Ma'am, 12.7 in 12.7, question number 3 and question number
Okay, in
7.
activity.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let me finish this first and then we will discuss that. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, have you all done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
So what's the answer?
0.5.
0.5, I guess. 0.5.
Okay. So here we have to find out the probability that the time duration of time taken is more than 215 minutes, given that on that day more than 210 minutes of time was taken. So we have to find out the probability. So we have to find that x is greater than 215, given that x is greater than 210. Okay. So it is the conditional probability. So x is greater than 215, intersection x is greater than 210 divided by probability that x is greater than 210. So we can write it as probability that x is greater than 215, right? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So now you can use any method here. You can use CDF also, or you can directly integrate, like from 215 to upper limit is 220 in the question. And the PDF will be fx, it will be 220 minus 200. So it is 1 upon 20, right? So it is fx dx, we write. So fx is 1 upon 20 here, divided by 210 to 220, and fx dx, so 1 upon 20 into dx, and just solve it. So if you solve it, you will get it as 5
5 by
divided by 20
20.
divided by 10 divided by 20. Okay, so it will be 5 by 10. So it is 0.5. Fine.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, this I understood. Can you do the same one by CDF one? Like
Okay.
a CDF.
So
Yes.
yeah.
Ma'am, hard step that probability of A intersection B divided by probability B. That step directly how it has happened.
So you did not get this point how I have written x is greater than 215, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
See. So this is our 210 and this is our 215. So it is saying that x is greater than 215, means this values, and x is greater than 210 means these values. So if you take intersection of these, you will get this part, right? Above this
Yes,
point. If any value is greater than 215, then definitely it will be greater than 210 also,
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
right?
okay.
So you can write it as like this. Okay. Now, if you have to solve it by using CDF method, so we are given that probability x is greater than 215 divided by probability x is greater than 210. So you can write it as 1 minus probability x is less than equal to 215 divided by 1 minus probability x is less than equal to 210, right? So this is the CDF. So you can either use direct formula or you can integrate if you don't remember the formula. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Now we'll be using that x minus b upon b minus a, right?
Yes, you can use the direct formula or you can use the integral.
Now got it, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am.
Yes.
So, ma'am, to get the value of p of x greater than 215, I mean, we have integrated it and eventually we will get 215 minus 200 upon 220 by 200. 200. Is that the thing, ma'am?
This thing?
Yeah, ma'am, the
See.
numerator part, ma'am.
So it is probability x is greater than 215.
Yes, ma'am.
So we have to find that, suppose this is 215, we have to find that the probability is below, above this point. Okay. So the
Yes.
lower limit will be 250 and we have to write upper limit. And for this question, the upper limit is given as 220.
Yes.
Okay, the maximum value that x can take here is 220. You got this point or I need to
Yeah,
explain it?
ma'am.
Okay. So we write it as fx into dx. Fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And fx will be, it is 1 upon b minus a, and b is given as 220 and a is given as 200. So here you can find the value of fx as 1 upon 20. Okay, so I have just put the value of fx. Fine. Okay. So if you solve it, it will be x if you integrate it, and the limits will be 215 to 220.
Okay,
right?
ma'am. Got it, ma'am. I got my issue, ma'am. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So any other doubt in these questions?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. If someone was asking any question, I guess.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, in 12.2, question number 9, and in 12.7, question number 3 and 7.
Just a minute.
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
12.9, 12.7. Which activity?
Ma'am, that was the last question.
Twelve point two, question number 9, ma'am.
Okay, just ask one by one. Someone was asking about last question.
No, ma'am. She was saying, is it the last question to practice for today?
Okay. Just a minute. Yeah, first ask activity question, then we will move on to the next. Any other doubt?
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
so activity.
Ma'am, 12.2, question number 9.
Okay. Yeah, question number 9. Okay,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
we are given that x is ranging between 0 to 10, and we have to find that probability x plus 10 divided by x is greater than equal to 7. Okay. So x is between 0 to 10, right? It was 0 to 10, right? And we have to find x
Yes,
plus
ma'am.
10 divided by x is greater than equal to 7. This is the question, right?
Yes, ma'am.
We have to find this probability. Okay, so first we will solve the equation. So it will be x square plus 10 divided by x greater than equal to 7. Okay, so let me solve it separately. So the equation will be x square plus 10 greater than equal to 7x, right? Just this equation I am writing. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
so it will be x square minus 7x plus 10 greater than equal to 0, right? So have you solved this equation?
Yeah, but
You
just
can
1
write
minute,
it
ma'am.
as,
I will
okay,
solve
no
it.
problem, I'm solving it. Okay, so it will be x minus 5 and x minus 2 greater
Yes,
than
ma'am.
equal to 0. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
so now we have to find out the probability. So from this line, we can write it as that we have to find probability that x minus 5 and x minus 2 is greater than equal to 0. Okay, suppose this is 2, this is 5, lower limit is 0 and upper limit is 10. So now you think that in which situation, for what value of x, this equation will be greater than equal to 0?
Yes,
If
ma'am.
the both, okay, so if the both are positive, then only it will be positive. And if
Yes,
both
ma'am.
are negative, then it will be greater than equal to 0.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so suppose if the value of x is less than equal to 2,
Yes, ma'am.
if x is
Then it
less than
will be
equal to 2,
positive. Yes.
then no, then if x is less than equal to 2, just then it will be, both the terms will be negative, right?
Yes, ma'am. So the product will come out positive?
Yeah, positive. The product will be positive if both the terms will be negative.
Yes,
And if
ma'am.
x is greater than equal to 5, then in that case, both the term will be positive. So
Yes,
we
ma'am.
need to find out the probability that x is greater than equal to 5,
Yes, ma'am.
plus we will find that x is less than equal to 2. All right.
Okay. Okay. So,
So
ma'am,
just
there is a or condition, not and.
yeah, there is a or condition.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So we just need to solve this question,
Yes,
these two
ma'am.
terms.
From
Okay.
this, I can solve it. Ma'am, in
Okay, fine.
question, yes, ma'am. In 12.7, question number 3 and 7 also, ma'am.
Yeah. Which question? Question number 3.
Question number 3 and question number 7.
Okay. So the third question is that the probability mod of x minus 3 is greater than 1, right?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
we can write it as, if you take it negative, so it will be minus x plus 3 greater than 1. Or if you take it as positive, then it will be x minus 3 greater than 1, right?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
we can write it as minus x greater than minus 2 plus
Okay.
x greater than 3. Sorry, it will be 4. Okay. So now it will be x less than 2 plus probability x less than 4. Sorry, x greater than 4. Now we can solve
Okay.
it.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am,
Now the next
question number 7 also. Just last
Okay.
question.
7th question. Yeah. So here it is given that let x follows normal distribution with mean 10 and a standard deviation 2. And find the number of observation if a total of 500 observation exceeds 15.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So x is following normal distribution with mean 10 and standard deviation as 2. And we have to find out that x is exceeding 15.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
probability that x exceeds 15. So it is given that total number of observation if a total of 500 observation exceeds 15. So you
Yes,
can
ma'am.
write this probability that 500 observations are exceeding. So this probability will be 500 divided by total number of observation, right? So total number of
Okay.
observation will be n.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now you can solve it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
So okay,
Thank
or
you.
you can also convert it into the standard normal variable.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah,
Then it
sure,
will
ma'am.
be easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ma'am,
Thank you,
like,
ma'am.
like this
Yes.
probability x greater than 15, this one, can you please explain again?
Yeah. Sure. See,
Yeah.
in the question, it is given that a total of 500 observations exceed 15.
Okay.
So these observations, which means that x observations are x here. Okay. So x value of x is exceeding 15. So I have written it as x is exceeding 15. Okay. And it is given that 500 observations are there which are greater than 15. So in terms of
Okay.
probability, you can write it as 500 divided by n, right?
Yes, ma'am.
It will give you this probability.
Right, ma'am.
Fine.
And then like the next part, ma'am. Like the
This part.
probability x, yes, ma'am. X minus 10 by 2, this one.
Okay. So you know that how to convert a normal variable into standard normal. So you subtract the mean and divide by standard deviation, which is 2 here. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So you can write it as
Okay.
probability that z is greater than. If you solve it, it will be 5 divided by 2. equals to 500 divided by n. So probability that z is greater than, it will be 2.5. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Got
And
it.
now from the z score table, you can find this value. Fine. You will
Ma'am,
find this
the
value
table
and
the table
yes,
will be there or not in the actual end term examination? The table will be there or not, ma'am?
I think in the question, if it is required, then the value will be given.
Oh, got it, ma'am. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Any other doubt?
Ma'am, I sent a question in the chat. Can you explain that?
This question? This question? Hello?
Ma'am, the mean one.
Sorry,
The number of
repeat it.
customers arriving each day at a petrol bunk, that one.
Okay. Question number, tell me the question number.
Ma'am, I sent it in the Zoom chat.
Oh, sorry. Okay. This one.
Ma'am, when we will have next class, ma'am, for question solving?
Yes, ma'am, this one.
Question solving session, I'm not sure about it. You can ask to the Prashant sir for this.
Can you zoom in, please? Thank you.
So it is given that number of customers arriving each day at a petrol pump is assumed to follow a Poisson distribution with mean 10. So lambda is given you as 10. Okay. Now assume that number of customers arriving at a petrol pump on different days are independent. So what is the probability that on a particular day, the number of customers arrived will be less than or equal to 3? So I think you have to find out the probability that x is less than or equal to 3. Did you solve it? Hello?
No, ma'am.
You have not solved the question.
Ma'am, I did not get it, so I did not.
So in the question, it is given that it is following the Poisson distribution with mean 10. So mean is mean, which means lambda. You are given the value of lambda, which is 10. And the number of customers are arrived will be less than or equal to 3. You have to find out probability x is less than equal to 3. Okay. Solve the value and you will get the answer.
Yes, ma'am, I got it. Thank you.
Okay.
Excuse me, is x equal to 0 applicable here in the Poisson distribution?
X equals to 0.
Yeah.
X equals to 0 means x is taking equals value 0, which is correct.
All right.
Ma'am, can you go to the solve with the last question, the question number 8?
Okay. Yes.
Ma'am, can we solve this question like this, that since this is uniformly distributed, the probability between 200 and 220 will be 1.
Will be 1.
Yeah, because below 200 it will be 0 and above 220 it will be 0.
No, ma'am.
No, how did you say it? So, see what you have to find here. You have to find the probability that x is greater than 215 minutes when it is already given that x is more than 210 minutes. Right? You have to find out the conditional probability here. Why are you taking the probability as 1?
Ma'am, the probability between 200 and 220. This is what he's saying, ma'am. It has to be 1, na, ma'am?
Uniformly distributed when we
It is
plot
it is
then below 200 it will be 0, and above 220 it will be 0. Then the probability between 200 and 220 it will be 1, because total probability is always 1.
Yes,
Some
ma'am.
probability is 1.
Yes, so total probability is 1, right?
Yeah, that I am saying, that total probability between 200 and 220 is 1.
Yeah, total probability will be 1.
ठीक है, and above 220 it will be 0, and below 200 it will be 0.
Yeah, sure.
And it is given that on that particular day, more than 210 minutes of time was taken.
Yes.
So the probability between, for that particular day, between 210 and 220, the probability will be 1.
Because that is a certain event that happened.
That is given for that particular day.
Yes, correct, sir.
210 it will be 0, and below, above 220 it will be 0.
So below 200 and above 220, you are saying it will be 0, right? But you have to find that it is taking value greater than 215, okay, which comes in the range between 200.
Minute, ma'am. What I have understood from this question, that two conditions is given for the probability. First condition is that between 200 and 220. And the second condition which restricts for that particular day is from 210. So below 210 for that particular day, the probability will be 0. And the upper limit is given as 220. So after ever 220, the probability will be 0. So for that particular day for which we have to calculate the probability from 215 to 220, for that particular day, the probability between 210 and 220 minutes will be of 1.
That is correct.
Ma'am, basically he is using the area principle, ma'am. That's it.
Yes.
Okay. So just formulate whatever you are saying, just formulate it and find out the value. Okay.
It's half, ma'am, because 200 from 210 to 220, and we have to calculate the probability above 215. So the distance, it is just half of the distance from 210 to 220 minutes. So it will be simply half the probability.
Okay, so see, whatever you are saying, just formulate it and solve it. If you are getting the same answer, it will be correct.
I am getting. I am just thinking on this line that since it is uniformly distributed, so we can solve it directly without using any formula or any. Just by logic, we can solve this kind of question. If I am wrong, that if by taking the probability between 210 and 220 as 1, I am little bit confused only on this thing, that whether this is right or wrong.
Okay, let me write it, whatever you are saying.
Ma'am, just draw the graph of uniformly distributed for this particular case.
Yeah, so it was 200 to 220.
Yes.
What was the range?
It is given that 200 to 220. I am saying that the probability will be 1.
Between these 2 points.
No, ma'am. 200 to 2. First condition is given that.
So see, the complete probability, if you take sum between 200 to 220, it will always be 1. It is also the property of PDF. That is fine. Yeah.
But for that particular day, it is given that for the whole of the day, it has run above 210.
Yes.
So,
it is already taken time 210.
So the probability below 210 on that particular day will be 0. Isn't it so? And from 220, the probability will be 1.
Okay, so like, ma'am, can I say something?
Yeah, sure.
Ma'am, like he is saying that the sum of total probability will be 1. So that is correct. But this
Yeah.
doesn't mean that like, if the sum of total probability is 1, then this doesn't mean that the probability at each and every point in that interval in between will be 1. Right?
But for that
Sum
day,
is 1.
the probability between 200 and 210 is 0. This is what he is trying to say. Because we have already taken 210 minutes on that day.
For that, if
Yes.
I have started a point from 210 on that particular day. So it
Yeah,
is.
you are saying that in this point it should be between these 2 points it should be a 0 for that particular day.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes,
This is
yes,
what he's trying to
correct.
say.
So
Basically, he's
question is,
calculating the area, ma'am. That's it.
Yes, yes. Area of principality, conditional probability.
I'm not sure, ma'am, but this came to my mind, so I asked that whether this approach is right or wrong.
No, that's correct, 100% correct.
Anything else that why the probability between 200 and 210 on that particular day will not be 0.
okay, I will see it and then I will give you the correct answer.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, any other doubt?
Ma'am, in question number 7 that we have discussed, the answer is, after calculating it, the answer is not matching with the given answer.
Okay, in activity.
Yes, ma'am, in activity that we have discussed.
Okay, maybe the answer is wrong.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
This one.
Yes, ma'am. Question. Yes, ma'am. 3151.
Okay, so
My answer is coming out
3151.
83,333 around.
Okay. Okay, let's take a rough idea and whether this value will be correct or not.
Yes.
So the mean is given as 10 if I draw its graph. So for one standard deviation will be 12, two standard deviation will be 14. And it is saying that above this point,
yes, ma'am.
500 observations are lying.
Yes, ma'am.
So do you think that 3151, I think it's a wrong answer. Because even in this small area, the 500 observations are lying, then 3151 will not be the complete number of observations. Okay, I'll check it. Okay, and then I will tell you. Okay, whether the answer is correct or not.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, fine. Any other doubt?
No, ma'am.
Ma'am, I've shared a question in chat, ma'am. Can you just check, ma'am? It's a very easy question, but I'm not getting the approach to solve it. You can just tell me the approach. Am I audible?
This one. Yeah, this question. This one.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let the PMF of a random variable x is given by this. Now a Bernoulli random variable is this, where a belongs to the positive integer, and we have to find out the value of a. I think I have discussed this question in the session. Maybe it is an activity question.
Yeah, ma'am. Activity 11.1, fifth question.
Okay. So see what you have to do in this question. You just need to check for which value. See, it is given that a Bernoulli trial of y be considered as the most uncertain Bernoulli trial. So the value of p will be 0.5 here. Because if the value of p, which means the probability of success is 0.5, then it will be the most uncertain.
Ma'am, the variance should be high for that, for high uncertainty.
Yes. So you have to
Okay.
find that at which point you are getting the probability of success P as 0.5.
Oh, ma'am, didn't get you, ma'am. Can you just repeat that, ma'am? What did you say?
See, for P will be 0.5, and you have to find out the value of A.
Ma'am,
Just a minute.
for variable y.
Yeah, you are given the distribution of Y also, and you are given the distribution of X.
Ma'am, but in x we don't have any 0.5, ma'am, probability.
No, Y is different. Okay,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
will be adding these values. Okay, then
Correct,
you will
ma'am.
be getting, I think, 0.5.
Yes, ma'am.
So just check for value of so
How to approach this problem? I'm not getting that, ma'am. That's where the problem is.
so it is saying that A belongs to positive integer, which means the
Correct.
value of A will be start from 1. Okay, it can be 1, 2, 3 up to so on. So
Correct.
just start by 1. So find out the value of Y, probability Y equals to 1 at point 1. Okay, then you will
Okay.
calculate it. So for 1, it will be, I think, 0.1 only. Okay, from here, X is less than equal to 1.
Mm-hmm.
So from you will use this PMF. So at 1, it will be 0.1. Okay, so it is, so value of Py will not be equal to 0.5. Then you will check on the for the other point, which is 2. Okay, so probability of Y at point 2, which is equal to probability X, which is X is less than equal to 2. So X is less than equal to 2 means you have to add these two probabilities.
Okay, ma'am.
Again, it
Got
will
your
not be
point.
0.5. And then when you
Understood,
find
ma'am.
for,
Understood.
okay, when
Yeah,
you
ma'am.
find for X A equals to 3, then it will be 0.5. The
Correct,
value of
ma'am.
A will be
Got your
3.
point, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. Any other doubt?
This question, the 7, which you're showing right now.
Okay.
So it is actually 0 less than or equal to, or it is greater than. I mean, greater than or greater than or equal to.
See, it is a continuous distribution. So if you take less than equal to or without or only less than, both will be same.
Okay.
Okay.
So okay, both will be same then.
Yeah.
So
because you
so
know that
directly x
for a
minus
particular
okay.
point, at a
So
particular
x minus
point
a
for
by
a
b
continuous
minus a, we can use it, right?
what?
He's
The formula.
telling the direct formula.
X minus a by b minus a.
Yeah, you can use that for that formula also.
Okay, okay. I thought it is it should be equal to, I mean, greater than or equal to. It should be coming. Otherwise, we should use the integration only. I thought.
For 1 minute, for what you are asking that?
Ma'am, he's getting confused between the expression 0 less than equal to x less than equal to 1 and 0 less than x and less than 1.
Yeah, both are same.
Both are equivalent.
Okay, so
Okay.
yeah, both will be equivalent.
Bhaskaran sir, you are saying something, sir.
This is not a uniform distribution. It's not a constant. If it is a uniform distribution, f of x would be a constant. Here it is kx.
Yes.
You cannot use the uniform distribution formulas here.
Yeah, yeah, that
Okay.
was I was asking. Yeah, that was I was asking. Yeah, what is his doubt? This is clear, but what is the another doubt? What formula you were saying that you will use? Direct
That
formula.
is a uniform distribution only, I am saying.
Yeah, no, not the uniform distribution, because it is not a uniform distribution. If it is given in the question that it is following the uniform distribution, then you can use the direct formula. Otherwise, not.
Just integrate it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here it is just simply given that the probability density function. So you have to use the properties of probability density function. If in the question it is particularly mentioned that x is following a particular distribution, suppose exponential, Bernoulli, or whatever it is, then you can use that formulas only. If it is not given, then use the general properties of PDF. Right?
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I think we should discuss some new questions.
Before discussing new question, I have one request.
Okay.
Now, if time allows, ma'am, can you give a brief summary of lecture 12.5, 6, and 7? Because I watched in these 3 lectures on 2x speed and I've not understand anything.
Okay.
Watch it in 1x only.
It is 59 minutes
Okay.
long lectures are there.
Yep.
It's almost
There's no
8,
shortcut.
so you can watch the entire video, I guess.
Don't
Ma'am, just
watch
for
in 2x speed.
Yeah, and just
Yeah.
watch it. And if you have any doubt, then you can ask.
Shivam, you
let
should
me
not
read, ma'am.
mention the 2x, okay? Otherwise, she would have been teached right now, okay?
Yeah, ma'am, you just give me the topics only, something like, please explain something so that I can have some idea on this.
So 12.5.
Yes, 5, 6, and 7.
So it is
Just
normal
from normal
distribution.
distribution. Yes, ma'am, from normal distribution only.
So see what you
Yeah,
are given
it
in
was
this.
actually quite tough for me too, like studying normal distribution.
I think you all should watch the lectures carefully, and it is not that difficult.
Yes.
Yes, yes, with 1x.
Just
Yeah, with 1x.
Sure.
ask not. And if you get any doubt, then you can ask definitely.
Ma'am,
So
till the
there are
lecture
some.
completes, ma'am.
There
Till
is
the lecture completes, ma'am, exam will be there, ma'am.
So you should have started earlier.
And then there are maths lecture also, city also, not getting enough time to complete these
take
things.
1 hour to
It's
do all the
really tough
3.
to manage it with another
1 or
degree.
1.5
See,
hour.
in week 12, there are continuous distribution. Okay, I think exponential, normal, and
Yeah, I've
uniform.
completed those things, ma'am. I've completed, my notes are ready for that. Just these 3 minutes remain.
12.5. So this is normal distribution, standard normal, standardized. So in 5, 6, 7, there is only normal distribution. So see,
Yes,
there
ma'am.
are some properties, some formulas that it is following bell-shaped curve, and how much percentage of the data it is covering between the 1 standard deviation and 2 standard deviation. Okay, and some questions based on them are there, I think. And it's remember its properties. So go through the videos first, I think.
Sure, ma'am.
Okay. It will be better for you to understand more clearly. Because if I tell you in the shortcut, you will not get it.
Ma'am, just one general doubt I had,
Okay.
Like the tutorial lectures that are provided after the graded assignments or something, and like in the maths and in stats also there are 1 or 2 sections where we have this tutorial lectures. So, ma'am, if we don't see those tutorial lectures, so like, do they impact our question solving, or we have like it is mandatory to see them or not?
See, go through the videos, clear your concepts. If you're getting all the concepts clearly, then you will be able to solve those questions also. Okay. If you don't have enough time to solve them, then just solve the activity questions, graded assignment. Have you done that?
Yes, ma'am. Like week 12 not done and the remaining done.
Sorry?
Ma'am, week 12 not done yet and the remainings are done.
Okay, remainings are done. So just go through
Yes,
it
ma'am.
once. Okay. You don't need to solve all the questions of activity. Just there are many similar type of questions also. So just clear your concepts, and just if you don't have enough time, just solve 1, 2 questions. Okay, for each different type.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, there are similar type of questions. You can solve them if you even if you solve some of the questions only.
Ma'am, the peer deck is over or there are more questions?
No, only this one.
Over.
Over.
Yeah.
Ma'am,
The only thing is that you should be clear with your concepts.
Right, ma'am.
So even if you are solving the less number of questions and your concepts are clear, you will be able to solve the questions. Okay.
ma'am,
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am, there are from 1 to 8 weeks. we will get at most 4 questions.
I think you have got a mail regarding this.
Yes, ma'am. 20% from week 1 to 4 and week 4 to 8,
Yeah,
and the
so
remaining
you can check the mail again. Okay, everything will be mentioned there.
No, ma'am, I am asking another thing. So,
okay,
help us to forgo few weeks from 1 to 8 so that we cannot leave any question unattended in the exam.
sorry, what are you asking? From week 1 to 8?
Yeah, which week or which section we can skip if we don't revise those chapters and revise rest of the chapters from week 1 to 8 so that we can attempt all the questions which are there from week 1 to 8.
Sorry, I'm not able to answer this question.
At least, ma'am, do something. It is too vast.
Ma'am, this suggestion I needed for mathematics.
For mathematics, I don't know.
There should be some.
See, even if you are not able to complete the entire week, 12 weeks, whatever you are studying, just study those parts carefully and clear those concepts. Okay, so that at least you are getting the questions from those parts that you have studied. You are able to solve that. Okay, if you're not able to complete all the 12 weeks, okay, it is fine. Whatever you are studying, just study those weeks carefully.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you.
Ma'am, what will be the pattern for end term exam? Just roughly idea.
I think it will be similar to that of the
Accused to.
See, I'm not sure about these things right now. You can ask to Prashant sir. He will give
Ma'am,
you the clear
PDF.
idea.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, the PDF will be available or not, like this PDF that we solved today?
The lecture will be recorded and it will be available on YouTube.
Okay,
For
ma'am.
PDF, I'm not sure.
Okay, it's okay, ma'am. Okay.
Prashant sir is going to take tomorrow's class on PYQ.
For tomorrow's class, I'm not sure about these things.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, any other conceptual doubt?
Thank you.
No, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Should I end the class?
Thank you, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, thank you. And best of luck for your exams.
Yes, thank you.